En modo de solo escucha.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our second SocialBro workshop. My name is Hannah and I'm going to be presenting today. And this workshop is going to cover two more of our sources in SocialBro. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, you can tweet them via @SocialBro. And we also have our user guide, which covers everything that I'm going to speak about today. And you're also welcome to email me personally if you have any questions to do with anything that I speak about at hannah@socialbro.com. So firstly, we're going to talk about Twitter lists in SocialBro. So we're going to include how to create a list, how to find people to add to it, which SocialBro really makes a lot easier than creating one in Twitter because of the search and filter functions and the ability to create a list with just one click. And I'm also going to talk about how to analyze a list, so how you can view stats about its members and find people to target within a list. And then we're going to move on to searches in SocialBro. Now, there are a number of different searches you can perform, including searching for users to follow and target using our Discover Twitter Users tool, or you can search for hashtags and URLs to find people to engage with. We also have a geolocated search, which enables you to find people nearby tweeting about a specific topic, really useful for targeting, especially if you're a local business. I'm also going to quickly go over using advanced operators, but there's going to be a second workshop covering this specifically in May. So, firstly, I'll talk about Twitter lists and how to create your own Twitter list. So, you can create a list with any Twitter user that has a public profile, so they don't necessarily have to be in your community. So perfect for when you want to monitor but not follow people, for example, competitors, or monitor people, engage with them before you follow them. If you have a very large Twitter account and it's hard to monitor everyone's tweets, you could create separate lists, say for your clients or thought leaders, or just for your influential friends to monitor what they're saying. So if I go over to my SocialBro dashboard now, let's just give it. And I'm going to combine creating a Twitter list with the first way of searching in SocialBro, which is the Discover Twitter Users tool. So this tool basically enables you to search for Twitter users amongst our database of over 100 million users. So perfect for finding users to follow, finding influential people to engage with, finding potential customers. But in this case, we're going to look for people to add to a list. So if you just select the tool from the toolbar, and let's say we want to find influential people in social media so we can monitor their tweets, for example, when they post content that we might want to retweet if we think our followers are going to find it useful. So you can use the search and filters here. So this is, as I said before, over 100 million Twitter users. So we've got to filter within them to find the ones that we need. So if we want them to be influential, which we do, we can put a high influence score like this. And if we also want them to have a large amount of followers, the same can be done here, so say over 60,000. And then you can use the advanced search to search for specific words. So say if we want social media in the bio, we can search that. But you could also search for a location, or you could further filter them according to any other needs that you might have. Now, if you want to create a list with all of the members that have been returned, you can do that really easily here with one click, selecting Add All to List. And that will add all of these users to the Twitter list that you're going to choose. But if you want to select just specific ones, you can just select them like this, or you can drag and drop a box over a number of users. And then we can use this button down here to add the selected users to the list. So if you have lists already, you can select them using the drop-down menu here, or create your own list. So let's say influential social media And you could add a description. Now, remember to select private if you don't want these members to be notified that they're going to be in a list and you don't want people to see it. But say, for example, if you want these people to know they're important to you, then you can select public as well. So click OK, and you'll be notified that it's been created. Now from here, you can add any user that you find, so in your own community or the whole of Twitter, to a list easily by just selecting this little icon here when you hover above them. So you could then go to look at your own followers who maybe you want to add to a list. So select your followers, filter amongst your own community however you want to, and then choose some to add to a list. And then you could just choose them here, like that. So from here, what you can do is you can use your favorite clients such as Hootsuite or TweetDeck, so you can monitor what these users are tweeting about, look for opportunities to engage with them, you can retweet them, things like that. So now we'll talk about analysing a Twitter list, and you can do this for any of your own lists or a public list. If you select Analyse your lists from the toolbar, and then pick whichever one you want to analyse. Or so I've already added mine. Sorry. So once you've added a list as a source, you can find it in the sources bar here. So to save me time, I added all of my sources earlier. But here's one that's bloggers. And then you've got this dashboard is showing you information about the people contained in this list. So we've got all members, the ones you're following, the ones you're not following. So this could highlight an area where you're missing certain people you should be, who's following you back and who's not. And then probably most useful, down here we have the bio tag cloud. So these are what the members of the list are interested in. And you can click on these words to see which members have that word in their bio. So it's really useful. And if we go back over to the dashboard, if you select Insights, this is where you can view stats about the members of the list. So here you've got languages, time zones, ideal for trying to for targeting. You have whether they have a URL in their bio, if they're verified users. And now, recently from last week, we've created new actionable stats. So if you click here, you can see which users have a verified profile. And you can do that with any of the graphs and charts in the Insights section. So you've got how many followers they have. So if you want to target the members of the list with the most followers, you can do that there. How many friends they have, their followers to friends ratio, and so on. So you might want to target your most active members of the list like this. And again, down here you have the bio tag clouds with their interests. So if we want to search amongst members of a list to target, so we want to find which ones we would want to follow, you could select all members here and then use these filters to choose specific ones. So like I said, you might want just the active ones. So if we want them to tweet more than 3 times a day, you've then got these 17 users. You could say that you want them to be a member of 75 lists and keep narrowing it down. And then when you find which ones you want to follow, again, as with adding them to a list, you can either select here, obviously I'm already following them, but here would be a follow option, or you could drag and drop and use that the button down here. So that was the first of the sources in today's workshop, which was lists. I'm now going to start talking about searches in SocialBro. So there's a number of ways to search within SocialBro. The first of which I've already spoken about, which was discovering Twitter users. So allows you to find people that aren't already in your community out of our database of 100 million users. So really useful for finding potential customers or journalists or bloggers to connect with, influential people to follow, etc. But you can also use SocialBro to find users who are tweeting about a specific word, a hashtag, or a URL. So firstly, we'll talk about how to monitor URLs. So for example, if there's a news story and it's relevant to your business and you might want to find the people talking about it to find out who might be interested in your company, you can go to that website. So I'm just going to use the BBC as an example, but select the web page and copy it. And then from the toolbar, select monitor a URL and then just paste it in. And then once you've clicked add, you'll have to wait for it to finish synchronizing, and then it will be available in the sources menu. And I already did mine earlier to save us a bit of time. The larger the search, the longer it's going to take to synchronize. Now from here, the same as with the list, you can then view the information about its members, so the ones you're following, ones you're not, and again, their interests, so really useful. And again, you have the insights report, just as you did before, giving you the stats about these members. So if you wanted to then target specific people tweeting about this URL, you could select all members. Again, you could filter within, say you wanted to filter according to country. So if I wanted the UK, there's no one from the UK, but you could pick a country, and I'll just reset the filter. And then from here again, you can follow them, you can add a tag to them, add them to a list. So the same can be done for a hashtag. So instead of URL, you could choose monitor a hashtag. So this is a really useful tool. So the example I'll give here is how you could find you or your business PR opportunities. So there's a hashtag named journo request, where journalists post stories they're looking to write and who they need help from. And therefore they search with this hashtag to find, and then if you search this hashtag, you can find journalists to add to a list or engage with, start to build up a relationship with them. And in the future, maybe you could suggest the story or ask them to feature your business or blog posts, something like that. So you would just type the hashtag into the query section and click add, and then it will be available in the sources menu like this. And then just as you did before with the URL, you've got the information, you've got the insights as well, and you have the bio tag cloud. So if I want to target journalists, and then I want to filter so that they all have more than 550,000 followers, and then I might want these ones here. So say I want to add a tag to them, which enables me to come back to them at a later date without having to follow them or add them to a list. I can just select them all. And then from down here, add tag. And then I could just type in the tag that I want to save them under and save changes. So now if I want to locate them again in the future, I can select one of my tags here and they'll be displayed. So another massive use for following a hashtag, for example, if there's an event you're going to and you want to see who's talking about the event, really useful if you want to network before you go. Or you could perform a search for your brand name or product to see who's talking about you, which can really help with customer relationship management. If you find people posting negative comments, you could address them, or if people are posting questions, you could answer them for them. So another search option that SocialBro provides for you is the geolocated search. And this is really useful for targeting, especially if you're a local business. And it basically allows you to locate Twitter users nearby that are tweeting about a specific topic or subject of your choice. So to use this function, you just select geolocated search from the toolbar. And then this map will be displayed showing your location. So here I am there near City Road. And then you can choose a name for your search. related to what you're doing, but you don't have to. So let's say, for example, I own a sushi restaurant. I could then look for anyone who's tweeting about sushi, maybe saying that they fancy sushi for lunch or that they like sushi, something like that. So say this is really good, for example, if you want to target them, you can find everyone tweeting about sushi and offer them maybe a deal or tell them specials, just ideas like that. So let's just call it lunch deal and search for the word sushi. Here you can change the radius, how far away you want them to be, and the languages. So again, I've already added mine. And the search can be really quick, just depends how many members it's returning. So here's the one I did earlier. And here you have all the members that have tweeted about sushi recently. The ones you can see I'm not following any of them. And then you have their interests here. So if we click all members, now you can now click on someone's profile to view information about them, their tweets, their influence score. So here you have the users returned in order of how many followers they have. Now you might choose that you want them to have them in the opposite order, then they might be more likely to respond to you. You can change that here. So now they're in descending order. So you can pick one. Let's choose this one. Here you can view their tweets. If you click on their handle here, this will take you to their full Twitter page. But here, let's just scroll down. So here they have a tweet saying that they really want sushi again. So from here, you could reply to them, you could retweet them, favorite the tweet, any actions that you want. You could also choose to follow them, etc. And now that can be done with anything similar with events and things like that. So it's a really useful tool. And then lastly, the most advanced form of search you can perform using SocialBro is one using Twitter operators. So these really ensure that you get the most accurate searches you can, because you can select exactly what phrases and what words you want and don't want to be in your tweet when you're searching for it. So because I'm running out of time, I'm going to brush over it really quickly, but we are going to be holding a workshop just about Twitter operators and Twitter searches in May, I think. But we have in our user guide, which I'll just show you here, the advanced search syntax page, which explains what all the different symbols mean. So, for example, if you wanted to search for 2 words, you could put a plus in the middle, which means or. So if I wanted people from London or Las Vegas, I'd put the plus sign in the middle. The minus means not. So if I wanted the word social, but not them to have social media, I would put social minus media. So if you're looking for an exact phrase like this, social media together, you would write it like this. But then we have a whole list. So uses for this could be, you might want to look for your product name in a positive light. You could use the positive smiley next to it. So if you want to find people who are saying good things about your brand, to retweet them and thank them. Similarly, you can do it for a negative attitude to address problems they might be having. Look for the question mark to look for a question. So I'll just give you a really quick example. So I'll select my community again. No, I'll select the whole of Twitter and use the advanced search here. So if I want to find people in social media, I can enter that into the bio. And then let's say I want London, and then use a plus sign, for or. And then if I want New York, because it's 2 words, it's got to have the speech marks around it. And let's put another one in as well. So Las Vegas. So here I'm looking for people with social media in their bio from London, New York, and Las Vegas. And you can search like this. So you can use this to locate people in the whole of Twitter or within your community. And then here I have the people returned, so Las Vegas, London, Las Vegas, etc. And then you can just filter within these more if you want to find people with a lot of followers, etc., as I've shown you before. So you can use advanced syntax to help you with customer relationship management and also to find people to target as well. Now it seems like that's all I've got time for today and just about sums it up. Thanks for attending, and I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions about anything or you want anything explained in more detail, please feel free to email me at hannah@socialbro.com or take a look at our user guide. Everything's on there. Next Wednesday, Letitia will be holding our Getting Started with SocialBro webinar in Spanish. And on April the 24th, I'll be holding our next workshop, which is going to cover the best time to tweet report. So hopefully I'll see some of you then. Thanks very much. Bye.